Hey guys, Tekify, and today I've got a review of the Geek GK61, a 60% budget mechanical keyboard for just $55 or £45. You may also see this as the Skyloom GK61, they're just different resellers of the same board, but don't worry, it's the same keyboard. If you are just here for the sound test, then use the video chapters or skip to this time here, but I recommend you at least watch the verdict as well if you're interested in this keyboard. If you enjoy the video, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. But obviously you've got to watch it first, so guys, let's get into this. Just before we get into this video, I want to quickly mention that I'm now starting to use the Tekify Discord, so make sure you join with a link in the description. So really quickly, in the box you get the keyboard itself, the cable, as well as a keycap and key switch remover, as this keyboard is hot swappable, which I'll talk more about in just a few moments. Build quality wise, this is an absolutely solid keyboard. I can't find any flex or creaking or any issues with that in general. It's completely solid in terms of the build quality. There are no flip out feet however, so you do get rubber feet which keep the keyboard fairly well in place, but obviously it means the typing angle of the keyboard as it comes is the only typing angle you're going to get. That being said, it was completely fine for gaming and typing for me. I had no issues with the angle, so that was obviously a plus. So continuing with the build, the cable it comes with is USB Type-C, and the cable is completely fine. You can replace that anyway if you're bothered, but it did the job. It attaches to the keyboard on the left hand side, which is the ideal side in my opinion, as it means when you're gaming you get more space to move your mouse before you're getting the keyboard in the way. And especially if you're buying a compact 60% keyboard, that's definitely something worth considering. Obviously though, if you're a left-handed user, then this may be less ideal. At this price point, mechanical switches are great anyway, but these use Gateron switches. Gateron switches are very good, I have no issues with them, and I've really enjoyed my experience. To make that better though, these are optical switches. So in particular, mine came with Gateron brown switches. And as you can see from the switch here, compared to a normal key switch where you're pressing the button and connecting metal contacts, which connects the two pins and completes the circuit, it instead uses a optical switch. And what this means is a little bit when you push down, cuts a beam of light and therefore sending a signal that the key is being pressed. This is obviously using the speed of light and it's supposed to be much more reliable and much faster. While in real world gaming I can't tell the difference, it's certainly nice to have, and these switches did feel really responsive. I was really impressed with the performance of this board. In addition to this keyboard is hot swappable. So what that means is you can change the switches. So let's say you bought this keyboard with Gateron brown switches and later down the line you wanted to swap switches. Obviously you're going to have to buy optical switches again, but there are plenty of options and you can customize the keyboard even more. It does include a key switch remover, but you do want to be careful with it, as when I was pulling the switches out, as you can see here, there is a bit of damage on the keyboard. Once the keycaps are back on you can't notice it, but you do need to be careful if you want to keep the keyboard in good condition. The included key switches were fine, they felt fairly nice, they weren't of the highest quality, some of them did have some little marks and imperfections on the bottom, but performance wise I had no issues. Another little thing in my opinion, is I don't really like the font and the style of it. Once again, that's just me, and you can always change the keycaps down the line anyway to make the keyboard exactly as you want. One disadvantage of this keyboard for some people is it doesn't have wireless capability. So some keyboards at this price point, such as the MotoSpeed CK62, do have Bluetooth at this price point, which makes them slightly more impressive on that front. However, I feel like the optical switches and hot swappable functionality makes this keyboard better anyway if you're using it with a wire, which I feel like most people will be. Just to quickly mention, as a 60% keyboard, you're obviously missing a lot of keys and you have to use function and then get secondary keys. Things I personally noticed I missed when I went down to a 60% keyboard are the delete keys and dedicated arrow keys. Is something that really annoys me personally. However, if you're just gaming and that doesn't bother you, then 60% is great and it gives you a lot more space to work with on your desk. So I've spoken enough about it, and I've spoken about the great typing experience and gaming experience, and it performs really well. So here's the nice big sound test I was talking about. If you're not that interested, then once again, video chapters or this time here is the end of the sound test. Watch as much as you like, but I know a lot of people are really interested in these, so I've made it a bit longer this time. For the lighting, it is fully RGB, which is really cool. They're individually backlit, it's nice and vibrant, and it does look really nice. You can change to lots of different modes on the keyboard itself, and there is supposedly software which I can find, I'll link below. However, it's not great software, and to be honest, for most people, you're going to be able to get all the options that you want just by using the built-in functions on the keyboard. Overall, I was personally super impressed with the Geek GK61. At this price point, obviously, like I mentioned, you can get Bluetooth keyboards, and if that's something you need, then definitely check out one of those. However, if you're going to use it wired anyway, then having the option to hot swap, optical switches, the amazing build quality, and overall just solid performance of the Geek GK61, it's personally the best budget 60% keyboard I've reviewed so far, and it's the one I'd buy. I think it just offers a little bit more in terms of performance and quality over the rest. In my next video though, I am going to compare it to the slightly cheaper Royal Clutch RK61. If you can't wait, then go check out that review next, or check out, as I mentioned, the Motospeed CK62. If you enjoyed the video, then make sure you leave a like, and even consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to look as cool as me, and I know you do, you can get yourself some merch at tekify.co.uk/merch. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.